Hello and welcome to the screencast edition of Adobe Flash. So today we're going to be working on making the ball animation. As you know, I helped you preset everything for making the ball. But for those who are a little bit behind, I will give you the step-by-step procedures. So start off onto here. What you're going to do is select the shape tool that is here. It's set to your default rectangle tool. So if you could hold and press the left mouse key, it'll open up your submenu. Please select the oval tool. Once you have that, onto your properties editor, select the fill color. This will open up the spectrum of colors provided and choose any of the radial colors provided, the radial gradients. So once you have that, hold shift and left mouse click to make your circle. Once you have done that, leave it as is. Make sure to make sure to rename your layer ball. Once you have that ready, you will proceed forward to go into the gradient transform tool. It is right hidden into the free transform tool, which is the third icon onto your right. So if you hold and left mouse click, it'll give you your sub menu. Select the gradient transform tool. Once you have that, click onto your circle. This will open up your gradient positioning and lighting. What you're going to do is move your gradient to a position within this area. So this will give you a three-dimensional effect to your ball. So once you have that, we're going to proceed forward to the next step. You are going to select your free transform tool. Short key to that is Q. So you're going to press the Q key for your free transform tool. You're going to partially select your transform right here and pull up. Once you have that, leave it as is. So there you have it. You'll have more of like an avocado or oval shaped or egg shaped circle. Afterwards, you've got your first setup of that. Secondly, the next step, what you're going to do is select your oval tool. If it's already set to your square, you need to send it up to your oval. So that your short key should be O. So you select the O key. Over here in your properties editor, you are going to select there. And what you're going to do is select the color white. Before you do anything else, don't forget to change your stroke color to none. You're going to have no stroke value whatsoever. What you're going to do is pretty much create a pair of eyes. And once you have the first layer done, all you have to do is change it back to black. And make a second layer for the irises. So once you have that, you got that done. The next procedure step is you could either choose the pencil tool, the brush tool, or even the pen tool. So for right now, I'm going to use the brush tool. Same format, change your color to white, so at least it's a different color for you to see. It's a different contrasting color. So I'm going to use this. Just like that. And just for the fun of it, right here, let's see. Do that. So there I have my character. Once you have completed that, the next step, you're going to press the V key. This will enable your selection tool. And if you don't know that quickly, you could go select your selection tool right here, first icon to your right. You're going to fully select your whole object. Then what you're going to do is right click to here. And just to see everything else is set, if you could go to the very bottom, second second to the last, convert to symbol. The other way you could do this is go to modify and convert to symbol. Shortcut key is F8. This will open up your pop-up for converting your symbol. I'm going to call this character. Make sure your symbol type is set to movie clip. Once you have that, press OK. This will create basically a whole object as is to this. So now that you have that, we are going to begin animating. So if you see, we have a keyframe here. Since we created the character, it is by default keyframed. So what we're going to do is keyframe it from 5 in the increments of 5s. So we're going to do 5, 10, 15, and 20. So what I'm going to do, go to here, click on it, then right click and press insert keyframe. I'm going to repeat again, select the 10 frame right here on frame 10 onto my timeline, right click, insert keyframe. Select frame 15, right click, insert keyframe. And lastly, select the frame 20, right click, insert keyframe. So as you notice, no matter what, it's going to stay onto that stationary area. But do not worry, because we're going to change it up as soon as possible. So first stop, we've got this. We're going to leave this as is. So we're going to move this, our timeline, to frame number 5. So now that we have that, we'll select frame 5 here. Then what we're going to do is move it center to here, the center top. So you want it to be just at to the peak of here. So once you have that, great. So the next step, correction. So on frame 5, actually, let me undo this. Oops. So in frame 5, what we're going to do instead, I'm going to use my free transform tool. What I'm going to do is squash it. This is sort of the action, the secondary action, and one of the also 12 principles of animation, of course, the anticipation. So we need to sort of use the transform tool to make the anticipation from frame 5. Then on frame 10, correction, I'm going to move this up and translate this up to the very top and have it over here to the center. Once I have that, so you're going to sort of bounce here. Here's the anticipation and the jump. So now we have that set up. So over here on frame 15, on the other hand, we are going to use the stretch to over here. I'm going to slightly tilt it, as if you go to the near corners of your free transform, you'll see like your key turned into like a little swirl arrow. So by the swirl arrow, just slightly nudge it and sort of tilt it. This should be set just like that. And right here as the jump, so stationary, anticipation, primary and secondary action. Then of course the stretch right here. Then last but not least, we are going to go to the next step. So if we have this to the stretch, then that means we need to go back to its normal settings. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to move this to the side here. And just like that, instantly, when I press enter, it works. Now, as you notice, when I press enter, it's a little bit sort of jerky. So we want to sort of ease our little transition for our animation. So what we're going to do is use the tweening feature in Flash. in order to enable the tweening feature, what you're going to do is automatically left click and highlight keyframe 1 all the way through 20. Once you have that, right click and select Create Classic Tween. There, onto your properties editor, you'll see a labeling called tweening. Within there, there's a little thing called ease. Now, if you hover near the 0, you could easily ease the value up or down to your liking. So I want you to put it to its full maximum, which is at 100. So when you press, click onto this, make sure each frame to here, and to here is set to ease of 100. It should be nice and smooth. So when I press enter, it works just fine. Now, to test everything out, you could easily clear and publish catch and test the movie right here. Let's see. You could also do a loop playback by pressing Control and enabling loop playback. So when you play, you'll see the ball bouncing. And that's how you should have it. If a certain aspect of your frame is a little bit off, you may have to go back and do the in-betweenings from frame 5 and 10 to make sure the gravity of your animation is smoothed out. So other than that, once you're done, everything's done, keyframe is done. The next step is to pretty much save your file. So go to File, Save, it'll automatically save. Now we're not done with it just yet. So the next step is what you're going to do is go to File and basically go to Publish Settings. This will open up your little settings right here. So if you could see to your formats, let's see. I wanted to set up with a GIF image. So make sure you have a Flash, HTML wrapper, and a GIF image. Once you have that, great. Playback, animated, loop continuously. So no matter what, it's going to go infinitely. And you'll notice right here on your ball animation GIF, you could also put your settings to where it needs to be. It's already had it into my animation subfolder in my documents folder. It'll be saved to there. Make sure you know where you have saved your work. So once you have that, press publish. And automatically it should create your animation and everything else. So let's double check to here. So here we go. Here's my GIF. Let's see, let's open this up in QuickTime Player. There we go. So automatically, my little animation is set. Let's see, let me look for loop. There we go. And ta-da, pretty much we are done. So that pretty much concludes today's tutorial of Adobe Flash Professional. Thank you again.